Welcome back to a slightly different Greenwich Valley episode 23, with me, MrSealyp. Well, it's a new day, it's 10:15, the crops are being harvested. Stuart and Mick are over on field 33, yes 33, and are harvesting the soybean, there we go, nearly full tank. Debbie is on her way back and she's asked for us to meet at 10 o'clock at the farmhouse, which we're going to do. Farm dog is driving me mad. That's what, 3 videos in a row now that he's been barking like a lunatic. Anyway, I'm taking the wool that we've got for Debbie. I said I would look after stuff, so I've been looking after stuff, looking after the animals. We've got almost a full load to be sold, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, I'm assuming changes are afoot, so to speak. Unfortunately, I've got a funny feeling the old mesh pellets may kind of go under if it's not careful. I know, judging by the prices, they haven't really changed very much. I'm unlikely to touch pellets for a while because it was okay, the amount of work you put in to make a load of money. So the effort put in was commensurate with the payment that came out. I guess some people maybe argued that you were getting too much money for it because we did really well out of it, but then when you think of what we had to do to get to that point, the prices now put it actually lower than doing some normal crops. So it's, you think to yourself, am I really going to go down that route anymore? I don't know, maybe that's just me, but what we need to do is, because we had problems with this before, didn't we? And this is going to be one of those look away moments. So I would urge you, look away now. Now why has that not come up actually? Don't look, don't look. That's going to annoy people. Anyway, this needs to go back as it did before. So what we'll do is swing round. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you'd think after all this time I'd be better at doing these trailers, and I'm not. Sometimes I am, sometimes it's just horrendous. So this will go back to the sheep farm, Debbie's sheep farm. I'll whiz back over to the main farm, check on Stuart and Mick. What I'm really pleased with is that when we started off all of this, and I came and decided I was going to help out, and Mick wanted to sell everything and didn't want to know, and it's kind of gradually come around in that the last couple of days he's been negotiating contracts with local farmers, he's been taking on jobs, he's been running the loads while Stuart's been harvesting, and you know, I'm really pleased that everything's turned around, that they're now moving forward. You know, the farm's up to 500,000 again. Admittedly, they were on 530. We did that bit of logging, we did the wood chipping, but in that time they bought another trailer, another skip back, they bought a telehandler, and then they're almost back up to where they were financially before they bought all that stuff. So they are moving forward, which is absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to see you in a minute, well, in 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, after we've had this chat with Debbie, and let's see what we're going to do. Well, that was intense. So, I'll explain while I drive. Harvesting is continuing. Rob is back. He's over on field 33 using the mulch harrow, and he's giving it a bit of a fertilising. We've got a full load of 40,000 litres of soybeans. I'm going to take this over to Jeremy's to sell. So on the way, let's discuss what just happened. Debbie has decided she's going to move on. She's giving up her lease of the sheep farm, and she is moving to Purbeck. Not really much of a surprise there when you consider the postcard that we got, etc, etc. What's my best way to go from here? Probably out around this way, isn't it? Now, like I say, that wasn't too much of a surprise. The proposition was that she wanted me to take on the lease of the sheep farm here at Greenwich Valley. So she would go move to a new sheep farm, and I would take on the lease of the sheep, the farm. I mean, I suppose I could do whatever I wanted with it, which kind of got me thinking. And this comes off the back of a few things that's going to get a bit deep now, so get ready for this. I've had a couple, 2 or 3 epiphany moments over the last few days, and this is not going to be what people were expecting, I don't think. I assume everyone thought I was just going to go to Purbeck Valley Farm because I raved about it. And here's the thing, today's 4th of July, it's American Independence Day, and I've been doing a bit of reading up on it anyway. I knew a little bit about it, but obviously we're being British, being English, it's an important point in British history, I personally think, but we don't learn about it in school really, you know, unless you're doing a project or something like that, or you're in school and 4th of July happens, you know, and the teacher decides, you know what I mean. So we don't really learn about it as much as I personally think we should. So with that in mind, and I was watching the podcast, like I said, with DJ Goham and Sim for the Nation the other day. I watched Jimmy Broadbent, who's a sim racing guy, and he did a video the other day about the ups and downs and pros and cons of sim racing during the whole lockdown thing. And a few things kind of struck me, because I think I've been guilty of it. Guilty is probably not the right word, but during the whole situation, and I don't doubt most of you are probably fully aware of this, but you know, being a YouTuber, YouTubers earn revenue from ads on their videos, and obviously over a 10-minute video you can put ads in yourself. Under a 10-minute video you can't. There's just the standard, if you put ads on, it's just whatever that YouTube put on. But once this kind of lockdown thing started and everything started to get really bad, ad revenues plummeted, so YouTubers weren't making anywhere near the money they were making before, which is fine if you're just doing it for a bit of side money, but if you're doing it for a job, if it's your profession, that can have a real big impact. No disrespect or detriment meant to anybody who's single that does it or anything like that, but for me personally, with a wife and family and all the rest of it, and you've got bills to pay, and you know, everyone's got bills to pay, but you know what I mean? So what then happened was a few things changed. SnowRunner got released, and I started doing a few videos on SnowRunner, which did really well initially. It's kind of dropped off a little bit now, but I'm still getting views on my SnowRunner stuff, which I really like. The intensity of stuff on Farming Simulator ramped up as well. A few different things came out, a few updates and things like that. Mods have gone bonkers, and the rate and amount of videos I've been doing went up hugely. As did the amount of time taken, the amount of hours being put in, and a whole load of things. I don't want to bore you with it all, but a whole load of things changed. And I've said before that I never used to record and edit and post every day of the week. I would normally do 6 days, and I would have either Saturday or Sunday off. Sometimes Saturday and Sunday, sometimes I'd get away with my wife. But if I go away with my wife for a long period of time, if we go away for a week or something, I will often take my PlayStation with me. A lot of you probably already know that anyway. Right, let's get this sold. So I can still keep up with mod reviews and stuff, even if I don't do Let's Play videos. That said, in March, as kind of lockdown was starting in the UK, that's when I started my whole Mercra Let's Play, which actually did incredibly well, way better than I thought it was going to. So I started that Let's Play while I was away, again for various different reasons, but that's what I did. So the intensity of videos and video releases kind of went through the roof, just because it was a case of, you know what, there's a whole load of new stuff out, I want to cover as much of it as I can, plus there was this concern of, you know what, I need to keep my channel going, I need to keep my channel relevant. That wasn't too bad. What was that, 88 grand all in? Fantastic. But with that came at a cost because of the time put in, and watching Jimmy Broadbent's video yesterday, it kind of struck a nerve in me in that there's always that risk that when you start churning out content, and I'd be hand on heart, at no point did I put out content for the sake of putting out content. My Let's Plays carried on as they did. SnowRunner videos I did because I was enjoying playing SnowRunner. Mod reviews I do anyway. Nothing in that changed, but there's always that worry that the passion goes, the excitement goes, the fun goes, and it becomes a job. If that makes sense, it becomes a job. And with that, you can tell in a video when the person's down, when they're not feeling well, when they're, you know, a lot of people message me, some say, "Is everything all right with you today? You seemed a little bit off your game," or "You sounded unwell," or people pick up on it when you have a slight off day. So I'm concerned and worried that when you reach a kind of like writer's block, I suppose, that when you're trying to work out what you're going to do for the next Let's Play, where you're going to move to, when the ideas dry up a little bit, when you stop and think, what do I do now? Where do I go next? How do I do the next one? I didn't want to and don't want to force it and do something that's expected. I don't want to do something that people just assume I'm going to do. And I don't want it to become samey in that, well, I've moved map, but I'm doing the same thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's farming, it's going to be the same thing. Sorry if this is going on a bit, I do apologise. But, so, here's what's going to happen. In all these epiphany moments, I decided that Purbeck Valley Farm, being kind of Knaveswell and how excited I am and was all about it, that's going to be for me. That's going to be a me map. I'm not going to film that. That's going to be just for me to enjoy in my downtime. I want to just have fun with that. I don't want to feel any kind of pressure to do anything in particular, to just play it. But on the flip side of that, what I've also decided to do is have a bit of a change, because a change is as good as a rest, so they say. And kind of, again, with all the American Independence Day stuff, it kind of brought it all into focus with me yesterday when I did the map tour on Stone Valley. Today is my Independence Day. I become independent from Greenwich Valley in that helping out Mick and Stuart and getting them debt free. I've done that. I did what I set out to do. I've got them debt free. There's a risk that I will stay on here and just go through the motions. I don't want to do that. Like I say, I've done what I set out to do. I went from debt collector to helping the farm out, and I can feel those creative juices, that passion, that excitement bubbling. So, we're going to move on. I'm going to leave the farm, I'm going to leave the guys here because they are more than capable of carrying on from where they are now. They've got a good bit of money in the bank, and they're doing alright. I, in no small way, have helped them with that. But what I'm also going to do is ask them if they would mind investing in me and my future moving forward. Not a huge amount of money, just enough to kind of set me up. So, with that being said, I'm moving on. And I'm not moving on to another British map. I'm not moving on to a map with small fields. I'm going to Stone Valley. I'm going to go to the US. In our meeting, our discussion, I have spoken to Mick and Stuart and Debbie and Rob about this. They are more than happy for me to do whatever I want to do at the end of the day. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back now to the B&B, going to grab my stuff. There's no time like the present. We're going to head off. I have loved this area. I've loved this farm. I've loved this map. I think it's brilliant. It's just, yeah, it's wonderful. It really is. But I need a change. And I want to do farming differently this time. I want to go big. But I'm not going to go big straight away. I'm going to go proper start from scratch. I think we're going to be literally tractor and a harvester. No gear, no equipment, maybe a field. It's whatever we can buy and get when we get there. I've got a few friends out in the US that are going to help and hook me up. Probably just going to grab a pickup and we're just going to do it. My plan there is to build up a farm, build up land, maybe move into animal husbandry. I want to get some big machinery for doing big fields on a large scale, which I haven't done for quite a while. I haven't done that since Washoe. Yeah, pretty much washover was the last time I did anything like that. We've got a whole load of new stuff available now that we never had before. So, with that being said, I'm saying goodbye to Greenwich Valley. I will see you, probably for you, in a minute. In Stone Valley. If, like me, you're feeling slightly emotional at this point, feel free to grab a tissue and dab your eye. Yeah, it's been cool. I've liked it. And yeah, a few things have changed in my mind. And I'm going to read something out to you very quickly. A lot of you will know this if you're from the US. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness. That's important. First of all, I would like to apologise for that fairly emotional farewell. I was having a moment. It's all good. We are here. We made it. It was a long flight. I've got my little U-Haul trailer over there with all my worldly possessions in. We managed to pick up a fairly cheap pickup. And we're here at the diner. We've just stopped for a bite to eat. As you can see, my money's down a little bit from 100,000. Things are not how they are normally. You'll see what I mean in a moment. I have already, rightly or wrongly, taken on a job for a local farmer because we need to start making money. We are leasing a farm from a local landowner. I have been reliably informed there is some equipment, but not a lot. So until we get there, we're not going to really know where we stand as to what we're going to need. The contract I've taken on already is for fertilising. Now, I'll be honest with you, when you get going on, I find new maps, especially bigger maps, fertilising jobs, if you can get the right fertiliser equipment, you can make a tidy profit doing fertilising jobs. Harvesting, we've already seen on Greenwich Valley, you can do well if you've got animals to get free feed, if you want to go down that route, or especially on big maps with big fields, you can do all right with selling the extra to almost double your money on a contract. These jobs are going to take time because the fields are so much bigger. We're in America. It is July the 4th. I assume everyone else is out having celebrations and enjoying their July the 4th. If you are, have a great day. If you're watching this later, I hope you had a great day. Fireworks and picnics and barbecues and sporting events and, you name it. It's one thing I really wish we did more of in the UK, big kind of celebration type things like that. And we have firework night and those kind of things, but I mean like a proper, Canada has Canada Day, you guys have the 4th of July, and I'm trying to think of one that we do. Nothing really. So, God, this feels really weird. It's massive. But kind of exciting at the same time. I always like coming to a new area. I like coming to a new farming area. Because the possibilities, and that's the thing I was going to say earlier, because of the way the situation went on Greenwich Valley, I was there to do a very specific job. So saying the possibilities were endless, that's not my story anymore. That's their story. That's for Mick and Stuart. It's their story now. They move forward with it. I don't. I was just there to help that story along. This is my story. So this is a new beginning. This is the farm we're leasing. Like I say, we're renting it. We don't own this per se. I mean, kind of, I guess, but we are renting. So what we'll do, there's no sleep trigger here. We're going to have to use one locally, but here's our house. This is where we're going to be staying. We've got a jet wash. That's a good start. What else have we got? A trailer. I'm assuming this is like an auction, from an auction or something. That normally comes as a set, doesn't it? That's that one. A Super B or Super A train or B. I can't remember which one that comes from now. But anyway, rather fitting. Got some buildings. Plenty of storage space. That's good, I think, for whatever. Ooh. What else have we got? At the moment, not very much. Blimey. Okay. Come on, open. There we go. Got a harvester and a tractor. Case 1660. Fairly small considering the area we're in, but we are in case territory. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I suppose there are probably lots of other local farmers. You have your green farmers, you have your red farmers, you may even have some blue farmers. This quite clearly is a red farm. And we've got an old... Oh, international. That's rather cool looking. That's going to be running at about 100... Mine's gone blank. 140? 140? 145, isn't it? So 1455. So 1455. Okay, we've got a front loader attacher. That's it. Wow. We are really starting with not very much at all. Well, plenty of building space. I like that. We have got a silo. That's good. So where are we on the map? That's the contract. Field 18. We've got a contract for fertilising. That's great. So we are here. The main farm is here that we're renting from. And we've got access to Field 8 and Field 17. And that's it. So we've got a lot of work to do. We do have something growing. Wheat growing in here. Growth, that's first growth stage, isn't it? Pretty much. So that's going to take a little while, but we do have a harvester when we get to that point to get on with it. So it's a big field, it's going to take a while. So the point now is we've got to build up. We've got to go from here. We've got to build up. We need to expand. We need to get more machinery, bigger machinery. We're going to need to buy more land. We need to expand. I mean, there's no two ways about it. The contract's for Field 18, which actually is right next door, so we're quite lucky there, but that is a fair sized field. That said, we don't have any fertilising equipment. I've got nothing to fertilise with. So, our investment that we got, our 100,000 that we got from Mick and Stuart from Greenwich Valley, we're going to have to put to good use. I will just back the trailer up. We'll have to unload that later on. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just full of clothes and a PlayStation, but you know. And all my bits and bobs. Let's put that there. So, actually, if we're fertilising, we're going to need the tractor, aren't we? Let's pull the pickup over here. And let's see what's available, I guess. We'll go up to the store, check that out. Get ourselves something to start fertilising. Whoa. Did I just trip over that curb? Yeah, so we'll grab something to start fertilising. I'm just trying to think. Now, I could go... Trying to think of something different. I'm just thinking because I could go with buying something that will give me that, you know, like I've done before, a free fertilising option. There are some rollers that have become available recently. Plus there's the Agramash BM75, which I use quite a lot. But I'm thinking maybe going down the route of actually getting a fertiliser spreader this time. Traffic slow. So I'm not au fait with US road rules. Will I get in trouble for that? Probably. I know I'm going to get people sending fines and all sorts of stuff now. This has happened before. Now, people are going to ask, why aren't you running seasons? 2 reasons. 1, I don't want to. And 2, in the next... I got it wrong. I said the next week. In the next 2 weeks, CLEG starts her summer holiday from sixth form college. and we are going to be running a Let's Play together, a co-op Let's Play. The plan is to do that on Sandy Bay, and the plan is to run seasons. The reason behind that being, CLEG's never played with seasons. She plays the game, she loves the game, we've done various different stuff together, but she's never done seasons. So she wants me to help her learn how to do seasons, which means I've got to relearn, because I haven't done seasons since I did the Sussex Farms Let's Play. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be kind of relearning and helping her, hopefully along the way, learn how to do seasons. So we're going to be running seasons on that Let's Play. So it's going to be going back to how I used to do it before, really having 2 Let's Plays on the go. One would often be with seasons, one would be without, or one would be with subscriber contracts, one would be without, one would be just for fun, one would, you know, just for me kind of thing. And this is going to be a little bit of that. So, the storefronts. I mean, at the end of the day, this is where I'm going to grab the gear from, but I'll go around to the front. I can do it from my tablet, I know I can, but looks like we've got rain on the way. Why did I look up? It's moving with me as I look, but up to the right, we've got rain coming. That's never good either. So, let's see what they've got available, shall we? Okay, we're about 30 grand into our purchases. I have bought something. I bought some fertiliser, some solid fertiliser. There's a reason I've gone for the one I've gone for. 1, it's new. 2 is the spread width. So we have gone for the Converland Exact. Is it the Exacta? No, Geo Spread. TLX Geo Spread. This is a 3,900 litre capacity, which is pretty good. Got myself a couple of pallets of fertiliser, which will load in. And this we can extend right out to about 45 metres, I think, which is going to certainly help on these larger American fields. I love that case sticker in the back window. So is this going to be an all-case farm? Potentially. I'm looking down the route because there's a case dealer here. I'm going to look at the options of, and potentially trying to stick to case. So we're going to start off with this case 1455, and then we're going to try and kind of either build up from here or add to. So either replace this with a slightly larger one, then gradually build up. What I want to end up doing is going for a quad track, maybe something along those lines. That's kind of the plan longer term. Where's that other pallet gone? There it is. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see how we go with that. I could get a front tank for this as well and really extend this out, couldn't I? Close the cover. I wonder, let's have a look on my tablet and see if they've got one available. So, fertiliser technology. They're all the rear tanks. Where's that going to be under? Planters, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Yeah, so front tanks. Yeah, that would be fertiliser, and that's a 2,200 litre Vaderstat. I thought Converland had one as well. Did I dream that? I'm sure they had one. Did I go past it? Was it under seed? Oh, maybe it's just a seed one. Oh man, my memory's terrible. No, that's just a seed. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's just seed, isn't it? The front hopper, the 2000. That's just a seed. But we can get one if we want to. That would give me much better capacity for doing fertilising jobs, which means I can pick up a whole load of them. Another 8 grand, but it gives me 2,200 litres. That will put me out at 5,000, 6,100 litres. That's pretty good, actually. You know what? Let's buy one. The initial outlay is there, and I will do certain jobs that I know are going to make me money that we can get around. We've got a harvester, we can pick up harvest jobs. We can also use other farmers' equipment, which is probably not a bad idea. What I'm also going to do is, no, not bales, I'm going to grab another pallet of fertiliser. So, let's buy another one. Seems like a lot of money up front, but we will more than make up for that. Oh hang on, I didn't even look. This has got a 3-point link on the front, hasn't it? What am I doing? I didn't even think to check. Should have done, really. Yep. Bit of luck, really. Let's clear that pallet first. We can come back for any more we need. This should keep us going for quite a while, actually. 6,100 litres. Now we're doing a front loader attacher on this, so as far as front loading gear goes, at some point if we need it, we can always grab some. So this is our first foray. Like I say, it makes sense. We just jump straight in and get on with some work. We can make that money back, so we're already now 40 grand, just over 40 grand into our spend. Potentially 2 or 3 fertilising jobs, we made that money back. Whether or not 6,100 litres will last 2 or 3 jobs, I don't know, but oh yeah, we'll make it last as much as we can. And I'll pick up as many as I can. When the fertilising jobs run out, we'll look at what else we can do. Then our field should be ready to harvest at some point. The other field we've got access to, I think it's got alfalfa in it, which I'm thinking as well, looking ahead for that, we could maybe bale and wrap that and do silage bales to get ourselves some money. So this whole kind of, you know, we are starting from scratch. We have got a little bit of money there, but that's what you start most maps with, and we're going to build from this. So it's going to be making money. I mean, kind of like I did on Greenwich Valley to clear the debt, although I did have a fair bit more equipment to work with on that when we started, but this is going to be a little bit different. What I do need to do though is open that. We need to change work width to current work width 28, 32, 36, 40, 45. That's as big as it goes, isn't it? Yeah. 45 metres. That should do the trick. Let's turn that off. Now I've got to gauge 45 metres. How far out's that going to be? Of course, at 45 metres we're going to honk through the stuff, but we're going to be covering quite a big area. Oh, that was a pretty good guess. That's pretty much... Wow, that is massive. So like I say, getting done on big fields, 45 metre spread width, that's brilliant. There are a lot of them that go out to 36, or some go out to 36, some stick at 24. There are a few different options here and there, but 45, as far as I'm aware, is the biggest we've got. And that's going to work absolutely brilliantly. There's going to be a little bit of overlap on here, but not very much. Which means we should get through these jobs fairly quickly. I'm liking it. I love this case as well. Let's turn that off. Swing it round on the road. Beauty of big American maps as well. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. I know I'm covering... What I would normally do is come in from the side on these bits, so I'm not wasting fertiliser, but in all honesty I just want to... We'll just get cracking. It's a fairly big field. So that's the thing. Again, it's that biting off more than you can chew kind of thing. The concept... Can you tell in my voice already? I'm excited. I'm buzzing. This is the start of a new kind of, you know, it's a new storyline, a new chapter, a new move, different style of map, much more open. The possibilities for equipment to use have increased massively, which is brilliant. I love that as an option. But what the point I started off making was is that kind of thing that I've done before, that the off-camera work will take a lot longer. Because if I'm doing a harvest on one of these massive fields, if I'm doing a contract on one of these massive fields, for you guys I will do a shortened edited version, because otherwise an entire episode will just be me going up and down a field. So what I'll often do is kind of skip ahead or do little bits here and there, bits of twiddly camera work, that kind of thing. But for me, the time taken in between will be much longer, because you generally find on most British maps, some European maps, there's a lot more scope for doing things quickly because the fields, generally speaking, are smaller. Will I get any of mine here? Oh, yeah. I didn't know if our own field needs any as well, so that's actually pretty good because we can get another squirt on ours as well. Oh, mind the tree. Is that alright? We're still on. Absolutely brilliant. So like I say, yeah, we'll get this one done. We'll take the payment for this and I'll have a look and see what else is available. We'll pick up another one. I'll pick up all the fertilising jobs I can now. So I'll go down that list, I'll knock off as many fertilising jobs as I can, get the money up. And then we'll look at, well, hopefully the rain doesn't come. We'll do our field as well because our field needs another squirt. I need to get on that. Well, actually it doesn't matter. If we get another growth stage, it doesn't matter because it's going to need another fertilising state anyway. Now I could be doing this much cheaper. Like I say, if I'd have gone again for the Agrimash BM75, which I've used loads and loads and loads before, but as a starting out piece of machinery, because you can get a fertilising state in essence for free, why wouldn't you? Am I likely initially to go down the route of getting the John Deere 8350, the 6 metre seeder? You know what? Probably. I may even go down the route of getting 2 of those and hooking them together so I can do 12 metre seeding on a budget, because they're £6 each for 6 metre. I mean, they're a kind of older used sort of seeder. Are we going to build up to get much bigger seeders? Absolutely we are, but needs must. When finances are low and you've got to get going, we'll do what we need to. But I'll do what I always do. I'll explain what I'm doing, I'll explain what I'm using. I will try as best as I can, as I often do, to justify why I'm using what I'm using. Now I know people will say, well, you could have done this, you should have done that, maybe. Absolutely, and as I've said countless times before, there are so many ways you can tackle a problem like this. You know, so many ways you can start out, so many bits of machinery you can use. You know, I could have just said, you know what, let's just go big straight away. I start a map with $1 million. Oh, that's the point, I need to change it. We're on pounds, aren't we? Yeah, I need to change it to dollars, didn't dawn on me. Yeah, I could have just said, oh, we've got $1 million, we've started work on a massive farm and we can have loads of big machinery to start off with. For me personally, that kind of loses some of the challenge, much as it's fun using all the big gear, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for that on the horizon. We want to get to that point where we can go out and say, right, we've got a big chunk of money here, let's buy a big tractor, let's buy a big seeder, let's get a massive, you know, the biggest harvester we can get, let's buy 2 harvesters, let's get a 3rd harvester. You know, I did it on Washoe. Washoe is fairly unique in that, because the way Jim sets up his maps, what you were making on contracts and jobs and stuff was off the charts. I mean, you could make 40-50 grand on a job like this, whereas I think this one pays out about 15. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to do far more of these jobs to make the same sort of money that I did on Washoe. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. That just makes it more of a challenge. It's going to be harder to do, but I don't necessarily want a quick, easy fix to this. I want to have to work for it. That's just me. So yeah, I could jump ahead and just go, oh look, you know, we own half the map, but then there's no challenge. So each their own. Play the game how you want to play it, and I keep saying that. That's the beauty of this game. Play it the way you want to play it. Have fun. I think from what I was saying before when I was leaving Greenwich, it's one thing I needed reminding of. It's that thing of do what you want to do. Play it the way you want to play it and have fun doing it. Don't let anyone tell you how to do it. Don't let anyone tell you, you know, you're doing it wrong. If you're enjoying it and you're having fun, do it how you want to do it. You know, I had a recent situation which I'm not going to go into in great detail, but somebody was very cross with me for suggesting people could cheat or should cheat, and you know, and at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you don't agree with cheating, if you don't agree, that's absolutely fine. That's up to you. Of course it is. But people are aware there are ways of cheating. People are aware there are ways of putting money into the game. People are aware, you know, that you can do this all sorts of ways. And if you don't have much time on your hands and you just want to have some fun, then have some fun. Don't let people tell you can't. Life's too short. Oh, there we go. Contract finished. Didn't even have to do all of it. And we've used not even half of our fertiliser. Now, my head is telling me, move on, you need the fertiliser. My heart is saying, finish it. You're doing a job for somebody else. Finish the field. Doesn't make good economic sense to finish the field. But that again comes down to you as a person. How do you feel about that? Like, I've mentioned my OCD before and people will say, oh, you haven't got OCD. You've got to remember, OCD is like any... It's kind of like on the autistic spectrum, and there is this spectrum of autism, and people lie on different places and planes along that, and OCD is no different. You can have people that suffer from mild OCD that have various different elements of it, and people that have a debilitating, you know, OCD. My OCD is saying, I can't leave that. But then the rest of me is saying, no, leave it, it's fine, move on. We need to, because we need to make money. So, that's done. 15 grand. Collect. So we've got another one there for 14. What? 45 grand? Now, I haven't even looked at field 10 yet. It's going to be massive, but you know what? I don't care. We're accepting that. 45 grand. Yeah, all day long. Now I'm going to look and see field 10 is like the biggest one on the map, innit? Where's field 10? Please be nice. What did I just do? Field 18. Double? Easily double the size. I need to refill on fertiliser. Let's go and get some more fertiliser. That's probably still not going to be enough. But in all honesty, what I'm going to spend in fertiliser and what I'm going to make on the contract, we are going to make that back no problem. So... 45 grand. Here we come. Now, you don't want to sit through hours and hours of me just fertilising fields. I totally understand that. But I'm just making you aware, that's what I'm going to spend a bit of time doing. So, I will see you on the flip side of the 45 grand contract. One thing I do wish, that the traffic was a little bit faster. I'll be honest. Everything else I'm hyper about, but that is one thing I do think would be nice. I think having the extra tank on this is going to make all the difference. Now, I could have had a pull behind one, I could have had one with a much bigger capacity anyway. I've used various different ones in the past, but like I say, I wanted to use this and I wanted the much wider spread width on this, so that's why I went for the one I went for. This would have taken it from the back tank first. That. So I'm going another pallet, which I've got no problem doing. I will see you in a little while. Let's get a pallet, let's get this done. See you on the flip side. Field 10 is complete, but I haven't taken the money for it yet. I'm going to do that in a moment. I'm coming back to refill because it gets even better. And you'll see in just a second why it gets even better. I did buy another pallet, that's why we're down to 69,000. But we're going to refill that first. And here's the reason. Look at the next one down. Field 29. 52 grand. Oh yes, we're having a piece of that, thank you very much. So, we'll collect on that one. We'll accept on that one. Again, I don't know where field 50, not field 52, field 29 is that's field 29. Oh, that's big. Now what I will say with that one, that I had to do pretty much the entire field before it came up saying contract complete. That's a big field. But look at our money. We're already up above where we started out. We arrived with just under 100,000, 99 grand. We're already, just by picking up the fertilising contracts, making money. If I can keep this up for a little bit, we can invest in some more machinery, some more equipment, and then we can scale up a little bit. We'll get some harvest done. Like I say, I want to get some gear for doing, I'm going to need mowers for that alfalfa field to make some silage bales, which we'll then sell. We could just do silage, absolutely. Here's the other thing. This U-Haul trailer, I know it's not a U-Haul trailer, but I kind of tried to go for this sort of colour. But this thing can transport stuff too, which means I can take this out to the field. I can then bring this, which will go across the map a lot quicker with that. That takes 4,000 litres. So that then stretches me out, combined, 10,000 litres of fertiliser I can take out to any field. So I'm pretty sure field 29 is one of the biggest ones. Those two combined will do that. So I then won't have to worry about coming all the way back to get stuff. So what I'm going to do now then is buy some more bags, and I'm going to get cracking. When I said bags, I meant pallets. So what we'll do is we'll get 1, 2, 3. Do I need more? No, that will do for the time being, because that should fill up both. And even spending out on what we're spending on the fertiliser, we're more than making that back. More than making it back. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't used... I'm going to keep referring to it as the U-Haul trailer. It's not the U-Haul trailer. If you're not sure which one it is, I can't remember who the modder is. I'm really sorry. This was under Tools, under Miscellaneous when it's installed. The box refill trailer. It's only 15 grand to buy, and it will take seed and fertiliser. It will take liquid fertiliser, herbicide, pig food, lime. Take a couple of crop types too, and water, which is absolutely mad. So what we're going to do is jump in here. Hopefully this will absorb a whole load of this. Yeah, look. So I can take that out to the field. Now, when it comes to refilling from this, I don't know if I can refill directly from it or whether I have to unload it and it will unload as pallets. And then I would do it, but it doesn't matter because then I can just reload the pallets back on again. So what I'm going to do now is drive this out to field 29, then I'll bring the tractor up and we'll go from there. There's our 4,000 litres. Let's take this over to the field. We'll bring that along with us. I'm going to get cracking. And with that, we have come to the end of this Independence Day episode. Happy 4th of July. I hope you, like I said earlier, I hope you're having a great time, had a great time. And I meant what I said on Greenwich Valley in that Independence Day, as in I'm posting on Independence Day, but Independence Day for me too, I think, is, you know, told you it's deep. So if you have enjoyed it, actually, you know what, before I go into that, can you all, if you're watching this, hit the thumbs up. Just do it anyway. Just hit the thumbs up. And if you don't subscribe yet, subscribe. And if you haven't got the bell notifications on, hit the bell notifications. I'm on the wrong side of the road again. Just going through analytics. I don't do this every now and again. I do this every now and again, not very often. There are a lot of people watching that aren't subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the like button. And if you haven't got the bell notifications on, put those on. But anyway, if you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.